We meet Lubosh under the cover of darkness for a night of dumpster diving.
We have exercise just doing this, right?
Over the course of a couple of hours, he dives into half a dozen different dumpsters, pulling out a range of food, toys, toiletries and even sports equipment.
I have never been eating better food than after I started dumpster diving. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? I don't want to get food poisoning, so chicken ones are gone.
Some of these pies still have their $16 price tags on.
That's pretty good for such a big pie, like it's 1.2 kilos. This is 1 kilo. So they're pretty big. It's reasonable value. That's not gonna go off for months. They're gonna be good for quite a few days. So I got my lunches for a few days out of that. There's plenty of tomatoes. Yeah, just take them, they're good.
A report from the Australia Institute found we waste more than 7.6 million tonnes of food each year, which is enough to fill the MCG more than 9 times. Lubosh, who works as a therapist, has been dumpster diving for nearly 5 years after some friends introduced him to it. And now he's passing the skills onto apprentice diver Sarah.
I really like the idea that things can have a second life and you can pull them out of the bin and someone actually use them rather than going into landfill.
And she's already struck gold in a bin outside a department store.
I'm just very taken with the little toolkit and the little saw. So cute. And it just seems so intact.
It's a camping set for hiking, so the knife is missing, but you have a nice hiking kit.
The pair also uncovers a whole box of skincare products.
There is cleansing cream, there's a moisturiser, gentle baby lotion.
Some of the products in the haul cost between $40 and $70 retail.
My daughters will be happy. I have once looked into the bin and the staff member came out and said, "Oh, can you come in 15 minutes? I have some other things that I have to put in there, so I'll keep them for you." Staff also feel a bit bad, I assume, about throwing food out.
Sahar Khalili's work as a supermarket baker turned her to dumpster diving.
I had to take all the bread that was already on the shelf, write it off, fill up 2 trolleys full, and then wheel it into the bin. And so what I did was I joined Dumpster Diving Sydney on Facebook, and I put in a post and I go, "Hey guys, I'm new. Any tips, any locations?" So I drove up and I went and lifted the lid of the bin, and now I was like, wow.
Now the 37-year-old goes dumpster diving 2 to 3 times a week and hasn't bought groceries in 4 years.
Just got a few things, nothing overly nutritious. Got some mini wholemeal cheesy Vegemite scrolls, dry roasted almonds, so nice, premium product. But they've chucked it out because there's a tear in the packaging. I'm like, once I see it, I feel I'm responsible to prevent that waste. And it makes me think of like what prevented them from just saying, let's put this out the front, you know, just chuck a few freebies out to their loyal customers.
A couple of years ago, Sahar created a Facebook group called Food Bounty. Any excess food that she has from diving is shared on the group for people to come by and pick it up.
Usually, if you're sharing alcohol or sweets, chocolates, things like that, people just run at it. So yeah, I won't have any trouble giving that away.
We reached out to the supermarkets involved in this story, and they said in a statement that all that food in their dumpsters was not fit for human consumption. With the cost of living going up, Sahar says more people are reaching out to her to learn the tricks of the trade.
I think people have always been intrigued by dumpster diving. It's very much still, I guess, a clandestine activity, but cost of living crisis has been a motivator lately.
Lubosh also takes food from supermarkets before it gets thrown out and gives it away at a food bank.
More people are interested to come and collect the food because it has been more and more expensive every year.
And as for the quality of dumpster food,
Edible.
It's a low bar, but they cleared it.
Yeah, that's how we like food to be.
Yes, edible. It's good stuff.
Makes you angry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To see so much
food wastage.
It's food wasted,
Crazy, yeah.
stuff just chucked out
Yeah.
when people are clearly suffering.
Well, just
But then-
generally, actually.
Yeah, but then you can't have the supermarkets selling it and getting people
No,
sick,
so
right?
they wouldn't want to get sued, and maybe that's part of it. But I wonder if part of it's just they don't want to serve food of a certain quality. And if that's the
Yeah,
case, then
slightly
that's not true.
stale or-
So this exists in a bit of a legal grey area, right? Because is this trespassing or not? But what I would say is, like, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, one of the big things that we don't think about enough is how bad food wastage is for the environment.
Yeah.
So you know how you go to the supermarket and everything's in plastic and you go,
Yeah.
why is it wrapped in
Yeah,
plastic?
yeah.
One of the things the supermarkets argue, and it's actually a decent argument, is that preserves food longer and reduces food wastage, and that is far more environmentally damaging than the plastic. Because what happens is when food gets thrown into landfill, it just releases methane, which is the worst carbon gas, far worse than carbon dioxide. It's like the cow stuff, the flatulence, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got to reduce that. If that's the case, then we shouldn't be... If that goes to landfill, that's what's going to happen. So this
Yeah.
is a major environmental crisis as much as it is a cost of living one.
I like the idea of giving it to like community pantries.
Totally, yeah.
Absolutely,
You know, to
great idea.
stop people.
Also, by the
having to
way,
dive into dumpsters.
I would have been on board with that chicken pie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that,
You like to live life
Yeah.
on the edge.
Chicken pie is high risk, I think.
Why, if you cook
Chicken
it...
is scary.
Why was that
Yeah.
high risk and the chicken curry wasn't high risk?
No, I also
He
thought
kept
the chicken... Yeah, but I thought the
But
chicken
he
curry
kept the chicken curry. He just doesn't like chicken pie.
Incredible takeaway.
Standards.